Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw. I'm here with Josh Leibowitz, who is Senior Vice President of Cunard, the famous Cunard line, and we're going to learn all about what's going on with Cunard today, and this is Insider Travel Report. Now, Josh, we're here at Sea Trade, and you just gave a great presentation yesterday about all the things that are going on with Cunard. First of all, just set the table. The three ships that you have are?
Happy to do that, James. Good morning. Queen Mary II, Queen Victoria, and Queen Elizabeth are our three ships.
Yeah, and everybody thinks they know all about Cunard, but I think a lot of them don't know where Cunard is today, right?
I mean, that's the thing. Cunard is really this niche brand. It's been around 177 years. But you know what's so special about the brand is that we've continued to evolve over time. And today we think we offer the most luxurious experience at sea. Our three ships are second to none around the world, and our ships are deployed around the world. So while we have more luxury departures than anyone outside of New York, our ships are also, and that's on the Queen Mary II, our ships are also positioned all around the world, including Europe and Southampton, and as we're going to talk about in this episode, our return to Alaska as well.
Yes, well, we're going to get that in a second, but you also are famous for your White Star service, right?
Absolutely. Cunard stands for service that we really want guests to feel three ways when they're on board. We want them to feel inspired, we want them to feel special, and most importantly, we want them to feel free. This is their time, this is their vacation time. And we just went through an entire revamp of our White Star service. What we did is we went soup to nuts on how that guest feels all the way through their vacation. And we trained over 3,000 crew on board to deliver that incredible experience. And we're really excited about it, and we're really hoping the travel agents out there bring their clients on board because they're going to have an incredible experience with this new White Star service.
Well, it was good already, and it's going to get better, I guess. Now, you mentioned it, Alaska, which is a big news for you. Why go to Alaska now, and what's going to be different about your Alaska product?
We're very excited about Alaska. You know, this is the first time in 20 years that we've been to Alaska. Queen Elizabeth will be coming. Now, she's going to arrive in grand style. I want to tell you a little bit about it. Queen Elizabeth will be sailing in Japan in 2019, April-May timeframe. And then she's going to do a trans-Pacific, up over across Japan, up over into Alaska. So she'll come down the coast of Alaska, and then she'll do 4 10-night cruises out of Vancouver. And what's unique about our Alaska deployment compared to other lines is that with a 10-night out of Vancouver, we're able to offer both of the glaciers, okay, very special, but also extra time in port. I'll give you a quick example. In Victoria, we're going to have a full day in Victoria. Now, if you take a 7-night cruise out of Seattle, 7 nights to Alaska, you're going to have about 4 hours in Victoria. And usually that's at night. We're there the whole day. So you can enjoy the gardens, you can tour around.
Yeah,
you can
the
have
Bouchard Gardens, I've been there, and it's wonderful.
Absolutely. Yeah. So our 4 10-night cruises in Alaska, we think are going to be just absolutely incredible. And they're selling fast, so I'd encourage you to look into those with your clients.
Yeah, and this is a big Alaska year for the entire industry, but I think it sounds like you're going to deliver it in a slightly different way.
2019 is going to be spectacular, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, now, that's not the only itinerary. You talked about some fascinating new itineraries or existing itineraries you're going to return to. You have one in South America, circumnavigation of the whole continent.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at 2020, so 2020 with our three ships, I'll give you a quick snapshot. Queen Victoria is going to be doing the circumnavigation of South America. We did that in 2018. It was absolutely fantastic. We had great feedback and we brought it back. There's 22 UNESCO sites on that trip. And there's 4 overnights, 2 maiden calls. So we're really excited about Queen Victoria. Queen Mary II on its world cruise in 2020 is a true east to west world cruise. So that ship starts in New York, if you want to start in New York, 113 nights round trip, or in Southampton, and it goes down through the Mediterranean, past Lisbon, into the Mediterranean, through the Suez Canal, has an overnight in Haifa, so you get access to Jerusalem. It goes over into Arabian Peninsula, India, into Asia, and then what's spectacular about the Queen Mary II is she's going to come around Australia, okay, as she goes back to Southampton, then around Africa, and back up to the UK. So you have a complete loop around that area of the world, and then back to New York if you want to do the round trip. That's a really special world cruise. Of course, Cunard invented the world cruise with American Express almost 100 years ago. So we're very excited about Queen Mary II. Of course, our third ship, Queen Elizabeth, also is going to offer spectacular opportunities in 2020, and that she's going to be sailing in and around Australia on track cruises, and then around Japan and back up again through Alaska.
Yeah.
So she'll be doing that route where you can sail in and around Australia, around Africa, and to Alaska.
Well, they seem incredibly, exotic, covering a lot of territory over the time. That's amazing. But that's, you have a large ship and people just can live on the ship and enjoy all these wonderful destinations, right?
I think one of the big themes that I would encourage agents to think about is how to sell a world cruise. Because a world cruise is the whale. And when you sell a world cruise anywhere from 49 nights to 113 nights, and there's segments in between, that's an incredible accomplishment for your guest, but also for the agent, because of course the commission dollars.
The commission is amazing, right?
Extraordinary. Yeah.
Now I wanted to touch on a couple of things, specials that you were doing some special cruises, some themed cruises that I think are rather extraordinary. Can you talk a little bit about some of those, if you could?
Yeah, I think one of them that's going to be absolutely fantastic is one we did last year, and we're repeating again this year, which is the Greatest Generation Cruise. And what's unique about that is we have a set of World War II veterans. Okay, now people do a double take when I say that.
Yeah, you'd think there are many of them left at this point, but that's amazing.
That's the thing, James. There's very few of them left. They're all in their mid-90s. We're going to be doing a sailing eastbound from New York to Southampton on July 20th. Now, last year when we did this sailing, it was completely sold out, and all these gentlemen, these servicemen, received standing ovations every time they presented.
As they should.
As they should. They well deserve it. And we really believe, unfortunately, given the age of these gentlemen, this is probably going to be one of the last times. We thought last year was the last time. We're back this year. So we encourage people to really look into that. It's July 20th. It's a great multi-generational cruise opportunity, New York to Southampton. And I would also encourage people, if they're doing that, to look into the one-way fare options to come home from the UK, which Cunard has, which are absolutely out of this world, one-way fares.
Well, you've done some interesting one. You did a genealogical cruise. I don't know if you're going to do that again. Some other things. You've done some amazing themed cruises with this, but it's a great way to experience Cunard and also get an incredible experience, right?
When you're 7 days at sea, one of the things that guests really appreciate is this themed voyages. So we're going to do the Transatlantic Fashion Week again this year. This will be in September. We have 5 New Yorker cruises in the fall.
And the New Yorker magazine.
New Yorker magazine, exactly. We're going to have literally the artist behind the New Yorker comedy on board. And we think that's going to just be fantastic. There's 5 of those at sea. And then we'll have the genealogy cruise.
Right.
And the genealogy cruise is a partnership with Ancestry.com. That's in early November. That's a westbound sailing. And there's an opportunity for many of us, in fact, myself included, my family sailed over on these ships from Europe.
Mine too.
Yeah, and this is a chance for people to get in touch with their roots. Right. And so we've partnered with Ancestry.com, and we hope people take advantage of the chance to know and understand really where they came from and to document that for future generations. Yeah, and they'll be able to do that at sea.
That's a great thing, and I know we were talking, somebody found their birth parents because of this, because they went on Ancestry after they did the cruise.
It was an amazing thing. We were at this press conference, and we had given out these DNA test kits, and this one individual said that they found their birth parents, and I had the chills from that. And those are the kinds of really important moments that people can have in their lives, and certainly Cunard's excited about this Ancestry.com partnership. We're excited about all our special events programs, but I think this one's going to be very special.
Now, I can't let you get away without talking about the new ship. Now it's coming out, 2022?
Yes, 2022. There's a long gestation process here, a couple of years away. I think the number one question people want to know is, what's her name going to be? And so I'm going to tell you her name is, wait, sorry, just kidding. No opportunity to reveal
Queen.
Queen something.
Yeah. As I said yesterday, I think the name Queen might be in there, but who knows?
Well, one of our sister brands, Carnival, announced that they have the new godmother for the new ship coming out, and that's Queen Latifah. So we cannot use Queen Latifah for the newest ship.
Darn, I bet that was high on the list.
That was high on the list. We've scratched it off. No one needs to worry out there. But let me tell you what's spectacular about this ship. Okay, so this is going to be an opportunity for us to completely reimagine the guest experience on Cunard. The ship, I've seen the drawings, we've laid it out end over end. She looks extraordinary. She's going to have many of the features that people obviously know and love on Cunard, but we're excited to introduce a whole set of new features, which I can't reveal today, but I can tell you are going to be absolutely spectacular. We're going to take the best of the Queen Mary II, the best of Queen Elizabeth, and the best of Queen Victoria, and package it up into a brand new ship that we're going to be really excited to share the details with you and the rest of you in the coming months.
And then you're going to have probably one of the newest and biggest luxury fleet at sea.
A lot of people say, why Cunard and why now? If you look at what we've done over the last couple of years, we've invested close to $200 million in our existing fleet, which is already one of the youngest fleets. Queen Mary II had a remastering. Queen Victoria went through a significant renovation last year, and Queen Elizabeth is up for one this year. So we already have one of the youngest fleets in the world. We're investing incredibly to keep them fresh and current with the guest. And again, we think that these experiences are second to none at sea. And really, from a luxury standpoint, when you think about the luxury offerings out there, the unique thing about Cunard is more departures out of New York than any other luxury product in the world. But also you have this luxury product which sits on top of a larger ship, which means more entertainment, more options to do during the day, better lectures, better features, and so for many guests also better ship stability at sea. That's a real attractive choice for them.
Well, Josh, thank you very much for filling us in. It's a lot going on with Cunard today. People say, oh, I know Cunard, but I guess they don't until they've talked with you. But thanks for filling us in, and it's been great to see you again.
We look forward to seeing you on board Cunard, and all of you welcoming you and your guests on board Cunard for a fantastic vacation experience. Thank you, James.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.